I appreciate Mendeecees for being honest in the interview where he said a lot of people don't realize it, but he doesn't recommend people to always carry a firearm on them, because usually when people have a firearm, they are a different person. And I appreciate him for being honest, because I feel a lot of the times, I have said this before, I told y'all I've had 2 pieces pulled out on me, right? And the people that pulled it out on me were people that could not beat me. I told y'all about the time I got jumped. And after that, every time I saw this girl, I ran up on her, because I felt like, for y'all to jump me, y'all couldn't even get me on the ground. So that already says a lot, right? Because it was 2 of y'all. Y'all should have had me on the ground in a fetal position, right? But the thing was, after I found out I could beat her, because, her mama had came in and ran up, I was kind of mad at myself, because I'm like, you mean to tell me all this time I've been letting you F with me, and you couldn't even really throw a decent punch, so I was mad at myself. So every time I saw her, I would come up to her, or I'll be ready to fight her, because I felt like all these years I could have been for you, because you won't really no word, right? So long story short, she got to the point where she started carrying a piece, because I told y'all, but I wasn't the only one that was coming at her. She was one of them people that talk a lot of shit on social media. So I think she kind of realized she won't no fighter, especially when anyway, that'll be a story time for another day. But long story short, she got to the point where she was saying so much about folks on social media. And when she got pregnant, and plus her mama ended up being in a wheelchair, so that meant her mama could not help her fight no more. So especially when she got pregnant, so she got to the point where she started carrying a piece. So, again, I told y'all every time I saw her, it was smooth, right? So ended up telling her one day, I said, she was all bold when she got the piece in her hand. I told y'all how she was jumping up and down in the store with the peas like she Medea or something. And that's one thing that I do appreciate Mendeecees saying. A lot of the times when people get them pieces, they get the S on their chest. Now I will say this, I started carrying, but only because I never forget a guy once telling me, you are a woman, you live alone, you're single, you need to have some type of protection, right? But like I always told myself, I'm not the type of person that's gonna be like I just told you, the girl in the store jumping up and down with the piece in the hand. Yeah, F with me, I got this. Yeah, I'm not doing all that, right? I'm one of those people, I may have something on me and you may not know it. Another thing that I wanted to touch bases on, in that interview where he did with Shay Shay, when, of course, it went viral when he said he once put his mama up for collateral. And I know a lot of people were mentioning how, well, Judy let him starve, and Judy let him do, whatever, and Judy didn't care about him. Let me tell you something. I have family members to this day that I don't plan on, speaking to again. I told y'all numerous times I've had a couple of them, try to reach out through, how you may have a mutual person in common with someone. So they try to do everything in their power to reach out to you through other people. I'm not mad. It was a point in time when I was mad, but I'm not mad anymore. But the thing is, never in a million years, just because, I'm going to say this, I wouldn't do nothing like that, but that doesn't mean what you did was right either, nor does it mean the love is still there just because I wouldn't do it, if that makes sense. And yes, you heard that correctly. I would not do that, but that does not mean the love is still there because I would not do that. You want to know why I would not do that? Because I feel like this. Just because I don't F with you, or I may be getting what I need out of a situation, that does not mean that I'm going to put your life in danger. You want to know why? Because I'm real big on karma. Because at the end of the day, I have seen shit come back to people. Now, I will say this. It's still some people to this day that I have not seen get anything back for what they did to me. But I have learned in life, you're not going to see everything. But that does not mean it won't happen, right? I know human nature, we want to see it. We want to see it happen. But that's human nature. That's you being human. But sometimes you just got to trust the universe and you got to let God, step in. All right. Somebody once told me the worst type of karma is the karma that comes back to get a person later on, because by then it's gonna be an accumulation of shit they done did that they thought they got away with. And usually when it comes back to get them, like the person told me, 9 times out of 10 it's gonna catch them off guard. And when they catch them off guard, that's gonna be the best because they weren't expecting it, right? So, with that being said, to be honest, Yandi, I don't know. You come across as you proclaim you have a big heart, but you come across as very smart. I will give you that. But I want you to know, I hope you took heed to what he said about how he felt, and I'm just gonna call it what it is. If he had put his own mama life in danger, I hope, that says a little bit about him. Okay, she let him starve. She wasn't there for him. But to be honest, Mendeecees is a very nice looking guy. He comes across as, just by the way his swag and how he carries himself, he comes across as he's good in bed. Okay? Those are two things, right? But another thing is for him to put his mama life in danger, most importantly, that goes to show that money comes first before anything, right? So when he said that meant, I know he said, oh, that's back in the past, da da da. Okay, like somebody once told me, people really never change. They just calm down. Okay, I had somebody tell me not long ago, I told them, I'm not a fighter. They say, you're still a fighter. You just have calmed down. Okay, it always is in you. It's in you. But you've calmed down, which is better, because life is all about growth. You may slip up every now and then, but, as far as telling somebody about themselves or going off with somebody or retaliating or getting upset, but for the most part, that hot-headed spirit is still on you, right? So with that being said, Mendeecees is probably still that person. He has just gotten better with his ways. I don't know him from Adam. I don't know him personally. You know the man you lay with, right? But with that being said, I hope you took heed to that. Because if he had put his mama life in danger for money, don't think he won't do it to you. Because miss, last we checked, you're worth millions. I'm not sure about his situation or his money, but at the end of the day, if he'd do it to his own mama, I don't know why people don't think for 1 second. I don't know. I told y'all before, I'm the type of person, I always look and see how people treat the ones that are close to them. Okay? If he'll put his own mama life in danger that gave birth to him, what makes you think he won't do it to you? Money is money. You see what I'm saying? Either way, if he felt some type of, and he has said he felt some type of way towards her, who's to say he won't do it to you if you ever decide to leave him? Not to say it will happen. How many times have we heard about guys taking out life insurance policies on folks? Not to say he would, but not to say he wouldn't. I mean, hell, he would put his own mama life in danger for money. Whether he felt like it was going to go through or not. Whether he knew in his mind he didn't have no intentions on running out or effing up. These were his words. Look at the interview, the Shay Shay interview. Look at it. These were his words. This ain't nothing that bloggers done made up. This ain't nothing that the radio made up. This ain't nothing that a newscast, a movie studio, a song, a rap, a singer. This ain't nothing that the industry made up. This ain't nothing that we just heard from the grapevine. This is something that he has said from his own mouth. Okay? If he'll do it to his own mama, I don't care how old it is. Yandi, don't ever think if he won't do it to you. He done already got on couples retreat and embarrassed your ass once. And let me tell you something else, Yandi. You thought that was cute when he pulled out his chair for you. And you talking about my baby learning. How long y'all been together? And he just not pulling out chairs for you? Oh, girl. He told you once before on couples retreat he wouldn't do the same for you as far as holding you down. Or he didn't know. Let me tell you something. After you did all that for him, he shouldn't have hesitated to say this, that he would do the same for you. That's number one. Number two, you get on the show talking about my baby learning because he pulling out the chair for you. That's number two. And number three, basically quiet as it's kept, he put his mama life in danger. Girl, but let Yandi tell it how she used to tell the baby mamas, you can't tell me nothing about the man I lay with. So, like you say you know him, girl. Hopefully you're right. Oh, yeah. And one more thing. Let's not forget about that ex that came out years ago. And this wasn't one of the baby mamas. This was somebody else. Remember when they said that Mendeecees got with Yandi for a bag? Remember that? I ain't forgot about that. I forgot what ex it was. It was another ex that came out that they had found out that it was somebody else that he was dealing with back in the day. And she swore up and down Mendeecees got with Yandi for a bag. He ain't really like her like that. He grew to like her as he was with her. But at first, he ain't really like her like that. He was only with her because she had bread. I ain't forgot that shit. And if I'm not mistaken, Erica has said that on the show too. She has said in front of Yandi. Go back and look at Love and Hip Hop New York. When Yandi used to try to get them together when they found out Mendeecees was going away. I ain't forgot when Erica had said that. I ain't talking about Samantha, little Mendeecees mama. I'm talking about the other one. She has said that too. And Yandi has said, "There's nothing you could tell me about this man. There's nothing you could tell me about that man." I ain't forgot about that too. And quiet as it's kept after her, how he will put his own mama up for collateral. That goes to show money is over anything with him, any and everything with him. Okay? You could talk all that shit about family, but you put your own family in danger for bread. So that shit went out the window as far as I'm concerned. I wouldn't put it past him. I believe Samantha was, not Samantha, I believe Erica was on to something. But I'm going to leave it alone.